Good afternoon, folks. Right, this is the second attempt at recording this. The first attempt was actually in the morning, and I halfway through it run out of memory. I'm such an idiot. I don't know why I don't delete stuff off. So here we go. Firstly, apologies. I can't do the story that I was going to with the lady whose child's been under the NHS, and the care and the things that she's witnessed over the period of time. Sorry, I'm so itchy. I've been Tesco today, and it's like really humid, but like it's just like sticky heat. I can't do the story with the lady with her daughter in the NHS. She's not going to come on camera, and I fully appreciate that because the child still is under the NHS and it is very poorly. So she's worried about repercussions, and I don't blame her for that because there surely would be some. So she's been really busy this week, as you can expect a mum with a poorly child is. So I'm going to catch up with her next week, and then we'll do this maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So I'll do that. The Wedger saga. It's like the ship gift that keeps on giving. Now I uploaded Tuesday. Sorry. I uploaded Tuesday, but then the Wedger went on the well, I don't know, rampage, pity party, everything moulded into one. I'm going to read you something that he put out. Now, I recorded my video in the morning, and he wrote this post on the 11th of August of the same day, like last Tuesday just gone, 8 minutes past 12. This is when this post has gone up. Now, I wouldn't have seen this post, but someone sent it to me, so I've got it. And this is the thing, like he must think everybody that is there isn't keeping an eye on him just because they're not shouting at him because they don't want the abuse back. So let's just go through this quite stunning piece of fiction. Here we go. I'm just going to read it as it is. Sorry if I'm looking this way. It's the laptop's there, and if I move it anymore, then it gets caught in the lens and all. Anyway, so sorry about that. Right, here we go. So sad that it has come to this. It's like Jack and Nori. Come on, children, sit down, have a biscuit, some warm milk. So sad that it has come to this. I set out to show the world what has been covered up. Did you? Okay, the whole world. It's not going so well then, is it? Not going so well. I went out of my way at the expense of my family time, employment prospects and financial security to give testimony to the forgotten and the silenced. Well, he hasn't really given up his employment, has he? Because he's got enough companies on the bubble. He's got shareholdings. Like this guy doesn't lie dormant. He's not a food bank like many of the victims are. Horse shit. Absolute horse shit. But anyway, we'll continue. I've met some beautiful people, strong, courageous, loving people. There is no disputing that what... Hang on. Sorry. There is no disputing that what I've achieved has moved a mountain, albeit a small one. What you've achieved? What have you achieved, John? What have you achieved? I would think that it would be like all credit goes to the brave victims that have been courageous enough to come forward, let you videotape them and all the rest of it, record them and upload them and all the rest of it. I would think that the people that have... this is a joke. This is a joke. Is he for real? What he's achieved? Oh yeah, because it's just you, John. John the Baptist, the God of all things good. Fucking hell. Where are we? And I don't know where the mountain is. It's probably more like a molehill, if that. Starts with a small ant colony. I've become an influencer. a household name, and even called a hero. Jon, you've been called other things, not just hero. The only one that isn't swearing that comes to mind is charlatan. An influencer. Who's the influencer? He influenced me to call him out on the internet. So yeah, I guess he is, if that's the way you want to go. I wouldn't. And a household name. No, Jon, Mr. Delusional, you are not a household name. You really aren't. There's probably about 25 houses down my road. I could knock on every single one of them and no one would have heard of you. No one would have heard of you. The viewing figures for UK column and your channel on a population of the UK of just shy of 70 million people, you're not even, where do you think, are you mad? Are you mad? A household name. I could go into town now and do a little poll on the street and no one would have heard of you. What vision of grandeur is going on here? But anyway, we'll continue with this. It hasn't finished. It gets worse if that's possible. Where did we get up to? A hero. Right. Bear in mind that what we've just read. He goes on to say, my ego has nothing to do with this, just my need for justice in this vile occultist world. He seriously has written nothing about his ego, having written them paragraphs beforehand. All right, we believe you. And what's wrong with him? Yeah, there's plenty of things that go wrong in this world. Famine, war, poverty, child abuse, child soldiers, little kids mining in Africa. You know, there are loads and loads of things that are wrong with this world. And we know that. We know that. But I don't go round. I mean, my family's been from hell and back. But I could always see the joy in things, even in the darkest of times. So I feel a bit... No, I don't feel sorry for him. That's stretching it. That really is pushing it. But it would be horrible, wouldn't it, to be such a joyless soul that the world for him is vile, dark and occultist. That's not really a healthy perspective of the whole world as a whole, is it? Maybe he hasn't travelled that much. I don't know. Plenty of wonderful things to see and do all around the world, and there's loads of there's far more beautiful, wonderful people in the world than there are, well, he doesn't care about the rest, like child abusers. Like, they're far more. So, I don't know. And I'm not playing down the problem with child abuse, not even slightly. I don't find this funny, but if I don't take the piss out of it, I'll get angry, and I'm not an angry person. I'm not an angry person. So it carries on. We're about halfway through, folks. But we dipping our biscuit in our warm milk yet? But unfortunately, others deemed me a threat and spent their time, efforts and hatred targeting me and now my beautiful family, who I've done everything to protect, unlike others. All right, now let's get into this. If people who are calling him out because he's not answering the questions, they're so easy to, well, unless you're not allowed to, Jon, unless like this whole shebang is, which it's looking more like it is every day, is a little bit more than you and Bill Maloney just going on the rob. It would have been very easy to clear up, wouldn't it? Ages ago, a couple of years ago, when people asked you where the money had gone from the foundation. A couple of years ago, when people were thinking, why is that not a limited company? Why is that not, why is it not a registered charity by now? You had enough resources behind you. But you've chosen not to do that, Jon. Now, I hope that this isn't true. And sorry. Oh, God. I hope this isn't true. It could be, because I know what his cult members do. when someone is named. They go like a pack, and they'll find your address. They'll pick everything apart, and make sure that everybody knows where you live and what your telephone. If they manage to get your telephone number, yeah, and you'll get a shitload of messages and stuff like that. When I've had it, they haven't actually been public messages. They've all been private messages and things that are personal. You know, like bringing it to your door kind of thing, literally. So I hope that's not going on, because if that is going on for the people that are questioning him, then we're dropping ourselves to the same standards of the people that come after anyone that says, well, it's not even about a bad word. I've said bad words now about Jon Wedger because he hasn't answered the questions. But he names people on purpose, knowing exactly what's going to happen to them. I hope that isn't the case, that people, because these kids, that you can't help who your dad is, and by association you shouldn't be tarred with the same brush. So let's hope that isn't happened. But here he has here, everything to protect, unlike others. Well, what others is he talking about? It's like a little stab there, isn't it? Like another little slight against victims. Against victims. What? Here we go. What a shame that those I've helped are now, from the pit of their bile-filled guts, What a shame that those I've helped are now, from the pit of their bile-filled guts, decide to bring me to ruin. Bad wording in that sentence, but we get what he means. He's really going for anyone that's asked him a question. The only person who's going to bring you to ruin in this movement is you, Jon. You. Nobody else. Nobody else. Because it's you's not answering the question. It's you's not being open and transparent. It's you who is attacking people and sending vile messages to people when you know they are victims. You're doing that. You're not answering the questions. You're not telling the truth. You won't clarify what whistle you've blown. You're stopping people naming names, when I thought the whole idea of this wasn't to make people aware of child abuse. Isn't it to stop it? And if you've got people out there that are still alive, perpetrators that are out there still alive, why don't all the funds go to solicitors, so these people, if the police won't pick it up, can take private prosecutions out on them? Whoa. Whoa. So, Jon, you'll ruin yourself. But I doubt it. You seem to have a little clan behind you. We don't know where you came from. We want to. Maybe you came from, like, I don't know, snake charming in Ghana. I don't know, snake hustling. Snake traffickers in Ghana. Oh, God, what a weirdo. It carries on. Here we go. Ramping up the pity party, and then it ends. It ends with his real self. If you support what I do, then for the sake of our children, can I at least hear your voices and show some camaraderie? I cannot and will not continue on this path of being the emotional dartboard for the maggots to vent their dysfunctionality, guilt, shame and hatred. This is what he's calling victims. Now, if he had been the compassionate policeman wanting to help everyone with all the experience in this that he says, then surely he would know that damaged people who've been through trauma suffer many, many problems. It could be addiction, it can be PTSD, it can be flashbacks, anxiety, housing problems, employment problems, all of these things. And when no one's helping you, and you feel no one's helping you, that frustration builds up. And people are going to kick back, especially if they're asking simple questions. This is not you being an emotion. I thought it was quite strange that you used the word emotional dartboard, because Barbara O'Hare had an absolutely excellent idea, didn't she, for a bit of merchandise, a Jon Wedger dartboard. And so you've clearly watched that. You've clearly watched that or been told about it. I might get a bit of merchandise myself. Let's have like, I don't know, a whistle that makes no noise, a whistle that doesn't blow. Maybe yeah, let's get some merch. fuck's sake. So he finishes this post off with a picture, a drawing of a dog biting someone's hand and a bowl going on the floor. So we know what that is, biting the hand that feeds him. Now, I really hope, and I think it probably is, but we can't say for sure because none of us want to get in the mind completely of Jon Wedger. It'd be a terrifying place. Satanists everywhere and, oh God, it'd be awful. Stuff that goes through his head. If he's referencing Michael Tarrager here, this man was in hospital when you wrote this. He's only got out yesterday. Thank goodness he's home. So, like, that's brilliant news. That's really good news. It's good news for him and it's good news for his partner. So, if he's referencing Michael in this, then he's got a bare arse cheek. Because Michael has been the first one to say that, yeah, he wouldn't have been where he was to get the book published had it not been for you introducing him to Anna Breeze. But let's get this right. Let's get this right. For you, it's been a 50-50 street, isn't it? Because he's raised your profile. Everybody gained. And that's a partnership, and there's nothing wrong with a partnership. But don't you go around being like a victim. And if you've got, this is the second time you've mentioned about people you've helped, then biting the hand that feeds you. Maybe they're just asking questions, Jon. It's an honest and open kind of society we should be having here. So you had a partnership with Michael. The messages that you've sent this morning, so it's Saturday, it's the 15th of August, it's boy's birthday tomorrow. You sent people messages. I went in my other box on Facebook and I was expecting the normal barrage of abuse. Because I hadn't bothered looking at it. But there was messages from people that you've turned on there. People I've never even heard of and probably had never heard of me until you turned on them. You idiot. You idiot. These are all victims that were going to tell their stories. Courageous people who were going to speak out. Some of them wanted to name names. God forbid that should ever happen. Let's never have any justice, real justice here. Let's never have a conviction. Been told that you're going on the 22nd to Nottingham and you're taking Bill Maloney or Bill Maloney's taking you. It's like owner and pet. No one knows which way round it is. Why? How can you? After the Andrew Ash, which you also haven't ever addressed. That video, you've seen it, everybody's seen it. Well, not everybody, because you're not a household name, but the people who are around this and who follow this, they've seen it. You can't have Bill Maloney anywhere near victims the way he speaks to them, the way he reacts to them. It's wrong. All of this is wrong. And what's it achieving? It's achieving a divide in what was a community of people. For this is going back years because I was part of that. You know, I said I fell for the stupidity of Brian Garish. I fell for the stupidity of Bill Maloney until it didn't start adding up. And then you came along and it added up even less then. Trying to divide a community. So there'll be people that support you on the 22nd. But there's going to be people that don't. And what, you're going to have them all like this, bat themselves off against each other? Yeah, because as long as all that's going on, no one's asking you questions. No one's asking you questions. And more importantly than all the money and all the shade, is that whilst that's going on, nothing will ever change. Bringing awareness to child abuse or just setting communities off against each other. You're just wrong. All of this is so wrong. That's enough of it. That's enough of it. Yeah, an absolute enough of it. It looks like I'll be telling a few people's stories over the coming weeks that have approached me. I don't know how we're going to do this, whether it be on Zoom or whether they come. As I've said before, anyone's welcome to come around my home. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not hard to find. The trolls found it like that. But how difficult is it to find someone when you're on an electoral register? It's not, is it? So there you go. Never mind. The ring doorbell, as long as I can't get a fucking great big Rottweiler as well. Joking, the cats would take exception to that. The cats would take exception to that. So let's leave that there. And this one, I know this won't be the last. This won't be the last, because more and more people are coming out with more and more things about you. Can it be backed up? I'm kind of thinking over a course of time, yeah, a lot of it will be. Some of it won't be. Some of it won't be. But an awful lot of it will. And it's wrong. You know, it's wrong. You're not the victim here, Jon. Of all the people that are victims here, you are at that bottom of the pile. Of your mountain, you haven't even got your boots on. You haven't even got your fucking boots on. So you can stop with this pity party. You can stop attacking people now. It's enough. It really is enough. Because you're stupid enough to write these things. Right, anyway. That's enough of that. It's a shame we didn't have a bit more humour in this, but this week has been a real moo bag, to say the least. Yesterday, my eyes looked absolutely awful today. Yesterday and the day before, I've been reading all the witness statements from the guy who's just got the statements, who's going to get dragged in the court in the next year or so. So my eyes are absolutely killing me. Then I haven't slept, because last night I was like, oh, so tired. But then it was like, can't settle. But hey ho, is what it is, and I'm choosing. You know, this is the path I've chosen, so I'm not going to do poor me over it. I just apologise for not actually uploading Friday when I said I would, but by the time I'd had like 6-7 hours of reading this, it's upsetting. It's really upsetting. And B, I was in no good mood, no good mood to concentrate properly. I'm still not in the best of concentration today, but the rest of the day I'm not going to do any laptoping. I'm zoning out again, and it's the boy's birthday tomorrow, so we shall have a nice family day, and then it will be back on it on Monday. Next week, what I want to cover is not just what's going on in the NHS at the moment with patients. And I'm not knocking the NHS and all the nurses, because I know Michael Tarragay, he's like, these ladies are angels to him, you know. These men and ladies are angels to him. But there's different experiences, so like it's only right to give a flip side. and I will compare it with what we've seen with Michael's experience, which he can't fault, so apart from the food. But we'll do that another day. What I also want to do is, I've been looking at all the early data studies of the potential plague vaccine, because there's a number of different pharmaceutical companies around the world that are pretty much racing to get this thing. Now Russia says it's got it. I haven't got the studies, the early stage studies on that, so I don't know how good or bad that's looking. But from the ones that I've got at the moment, it's a ton of paperwork. Again, this poor laptop's going to blow up if I download any more on it. So what I need to do is I want to compile all that. I'm not going to tell you not to have it. Not going to tell you to have it. But what I'm going to give you is what these early reactions have been with the different companies that are trialling at the moment, because it's important. If we're going to get this rolled out, I doubt it will be this year, because these early studies, there's problems here. There is problems. That it's probably going to be early part of next year, either or. Too soon. So that's it. I need to get. It's not a case of getting back on track, because this channel is going to cover all sorts. It will continue to cover all sorts, the same as it has been. And I know the Bill Maloney and Jon Wedger content has been heavier of late, but that's just because it's going on. And I know everything else is going on, but this, people getting ripped off, I can't stand it. I get a bit like Jon Wedger. I can't stand injustice. And I'm sorry if you're ripping people off, that's a bloody injustice to their good character of wanting to help. And if there's another game going on here, then That's an injustice. The same as this guy that I'm reading mountains of paperwork for, because his solicitor's too lazy to pick every little detail apart because it takes hours and hours and weeks and weeks. That's an injustice. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I'm like misery guts today. Let's end it on a good note. It's not as hot now. It's been raining. Pollen's now on the floor. As much as I've still got itchiness, I'm sure it's Sam's cat. I'll blame his cat because my cat can't do any wrong. So the pollen's on the floor again. Thank goodness. It's still really humid here though. It's still really, really humid. It's just really strange weather we're having at the minute, but you can't please me because when it's cold in the winter I'll be surely moaning about that as well. So that's me for you. You can't please Sharon Gale. So anyway, I'm going to let you go back to your weekends. Have a lovely one. Keep safe. Have fun. The world isn't a vile cultist place. Go out for a walk in the woods or down to the beach, or you know, the smallest things, birds singing in the morning. They're the little things that bring me joy, make even bad days, and you're like, it's not, everything's not so bad, unless you're John, I guess, and want to play the victim. So much love to you and yours, and I hope you have a super weekend, and I will catch you on Monday. All right, much love. Bye bye.